Good afternoon and welcome back to Gangneung, Korea. We are here for the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships 2017. It's playoff Friday in the Gangneung Curling Center as the women take to the stage for the 1 versus 2 and 3 versus 4 games. We will be showing you the top teams from the round robin, namely Scotland and Sweden. My name is Sander Ulvåg and I'm joined by the lovely Eleanor Advanto. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sander.
Here we see the teams, and we shall have a look at the lineups for Scotland. First off, at lead, Sophie Sinclair. Playing the second stones is Millie Smith. Throwing the third rocks is Naomi Brown, and the team is skipped by Sophie Jackson. Alternate is Laura Barr, and the coach, Kate Brewster.
Team Sweden will be led by Fanny Sjöberg. Second will be Almida de Waal. On third will be Jenny Volin. And skipping will be Isabella Vrono. On alternate will be Maria Larsson and coached by Mattias Mörberg.
Here we see the standings in the round robin and how they finished. Scotland and Sweden at 7-2, Canada at 6-3, and Korea, obviously having played 10 games, they played a tiebreaker against Switzerland and won, so they clinched the 4th spot. Russia and USA both at 5 wins. I saw USA beating Japan in the tiebreaker to avoid relegation. This is how the page playoff works. The winner of the 1-2 game will go straight to the gold medal game. The winner of the Canada-Korea game will meet the loser of our featured matchup. So, of course, Scotland and Sweden with a second chance if they would lose today. And that is the upside by getting into the 1-2 game. Teams just being introduced here from the crowds, and as usual, the teams shaking hands. It's all very sportsmanlike. And we are just about a minute away from this game to start. So as always, Eleanor, I'll ask you for some pre-game predictions.
Yeah, of course, Sander. So Team Scotland and Team Sweden are evenly matched teams in terms of their statistics, with notably good front-end players. In fact, 2 of the highest ranked leads in the women's competition. They're also evenly matched in terms of their ability to score multiple points. The only difference being that Team Sweden is slightly better at forcing their opposition to win when their opposition has hammer. So I think with such evenly matched teams, I think we should expect to see a cautious first couple of ends. Despite that, I don't think it will take very long for teams to make a move and for us to see some big shots here in the 1 versus 2 playoff.
I think it's pretty quick.
Yeah, no, we are all expecting some fireworks, but it is a 1-2 game. There's bound to be a few nerves out there. As we see, Scotland will be throwing the red stones, Sweden will be throwing the yellow, so that will be quite natural and easy to follow. And when the music stops, we know it's 10 seconds to lift off. And Fanny Sjöberg, lead for Sweden, will throw the first stone. Scotland being ranked #1, so they had the choice of colour of stones or the last stone advantage, and as always, the team will choose the last stone. With the rocks here being so uniform, there's not much to choose from.
Take your time.
Although the girls did have 2 sheets to choose from in terms of rocks. Here is Sophie Sinclair, lead for the Scottish team.
Control! Whoa, whoa, nothing.
So we see Sweden throwing it to the rings.
Whoa.
Scotland just playing the takeout, so
Yeah, no.
pretty standard first end here. We see teams just wanting to bank some clock and make a few simple shots just to get settled, and unless there's any big mistakes, we'll probably see a blank end and get a few more rocks and play in the next. Korea plays Canada just next door. And we'll make sure to keep you up to date on what happens over there as well. A nose hit by the Swedish lead.
Control.
Scotland won't mind just rolling to the wing here.
It was good. Take your time.
Taking it off the center line. And if they ever get a miss, they'll have a good chance to split the rings.
Yep. Right to it. Whoa, other way. Hard. Yep. Whoa.
Over curling,
Good,
but
so.
getting the roll the other way, so
Good.
good result nonetheless.
Sure, Gabe.
Almeida Deval is throwing the second stones.
Yeah! Let's do. 14!
Early on the sweep here to keep the line, make it curl less, and they've done well.
Controlled.
And here's Millie Smith, the second for Scotland.
Close. Yep. Oh, yep. Clean. Yep. Whoa, then. Whoa.
Makes a nice hit and check.
Check it.
And the same shot for Almeida Deval.
This sounding pretty good for Sweden. I'll stick around and taking a look at the rules of play. They've changed ever so slightly for the playoffs. They have to play 8 ends now, but still with the 38 minutes of thinking time and that 1 60-second timeout to bring the coach on if they're ever in trouble.
Close.
But with this end
Clean. Yep. High.
being played through really quickly, they'll have some extra time on their hands.
Right to it. Good, Millie. That's it. Shot, Millie.
Not going to spend more than a minute and a half playing this end, probably.
Yeah.
And of course, the 38 minutes divided by 10 ends is, I'll give you 3 minutes and 48 seconds per end on average.
Yeah! Någon där! Oh! Bra fart!
Jenny Wåhlin
Oh!
plays third for Sweden.
Ryan. Yep.
Will make the hit and stick again. No mistakes so far.
Take your time.
Naomi Brown gets
Slightly up. No.
some piece of advice from her front end, just letting her know that you can take your time.
Clean.
There's no need to stress here.
Good,
Don't want to make
Good throw.
a simple mistake from a lack of focus. And sometimes when you think about time management, and maybe for young inexperienced teams, sometimes they tend to stress a little bit in the hack and not take their time, when in fact it's really the time before coming to the hack. That's usually the issue. Too much discussion.
Yep.
Will eat a lot of your time.
Be quite clean. Yeah. I think it should be. Just keep an eye on it.
And it's really when you're in the hack, you should take your time.
Give it 7. Give it 7.
All players have a pre-shot routine.
6, 7.
Do you have one, Eleanor?
7, 8.
Anything special?
Millie. 7, 8. 7, 8.
take my gloves off, rub my hands together, sit in the hack, and I usually prefer quiet.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's not
I-
always in
I
your
usually
control.
don't like it when sweepers say a last-minute thing, and it kind of catches you off guard,
Sure.
unless it's like wrong turn.
That happens
If I
a
had
lot.
set up, sometimes.
Okay.
This includes club as well.
Well, it looks like Skip Isabel Lavrano has the right turn for this one. The in turn to make the hit. Sweepers on this. They will stick around.
Yeah, controlled there.
Yeah.
Try and get the roll.
Okay.
So the in turn being the clockwise
try and get the
rotation.
roll.
We will now see Sophie Jackson
Control.
play the out turn, the counterclockwise
This is okay.
rotation. But with the turns in turn and out turn, that's going to be flipped on its head if you have a left-handed player. But this is the out turn for a right-handed player, just like Sophie Jackson here. And you know, the in turn and out turn hasn't been a part of the curling sport at all times. If you go back to the 1700s, pretty much every player threw this just a straight handle, and the stones went straight. And actually, there was a bit of uproar that ensued when some players started to realize that if you made the stone rotate, you can actually curl around guards. So back then, people were upset that people were doing that and figured that it was a illegal method of playing. Actually threatened to split the game apart. How far we've come since then.
So did they still call the sport curling,
Well,
even though there was no rotation on it?
I will tell you about why the game is called curling
Ah,
in the next end.
okay.
Stick around.
Full peel
We
there.
will have Sophie Jackson's last one first, and we will be looking
that's
at
tight
a
enough,
blank
like.
end.
I'll go
Yeah.
there. I think that's good.
Peel.
Just a nice trick there to keep the viewers.
I hope there is actually a story, Sander.
And I'm sure we'll have Ulmer have an exciting second end as well when we come back. Maybe the team's wanting to put a few more stones in play, but perfectly normal to play an open blank end, but very importantly, having to make this last shot here, Sophie Jackson, to get the blank,
That's fine, so.
but it will overcurl, a nose hit, and a bit of a wasted end for Scotland. Sweden quite happy to get the easy force.
Through it inside.
So after one end of play, Scotland 1-0.
That's okay.
That's previous games, but that's fine.
It was a good end.
Yeah, we know that now.
Top four and then short.
Yeah.
What do you think it's running at? I think it's pretty keen. Like.
The same as last night, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Similar. I mean,
Welcome back to Sheet B. Scotland, Sweden in the 1-2 page. We had an open blank end. What was supposed to be a blank end, but Sophie Jackson just all tight for line on her throw, and Scotland ends up scoring the one.
6, 7.
Whoa. Good serve. That was 1463.
And this time, Sweden will throw the corner guard, so we will get a few stones in play here, and Sweden will be looking to score there too. Now, you asked about why the sport's called curling, Eleanor.
Yes, I did. I'm quite
There's a few
curious to
theories
find
to
out.
that. And as we mentioned, players didn't necessarily curl the stones a few hundred years back. They would just throw the straight handle. And from what I believe is true, the word curling comes from the Scottish verb, or the Scottish word cur, C-U-R-R, which is like a low rumble, which is either like an indistinct murmur, like maybe like a lot of players playing curling heard from afar, or it refers to the sound the stone makes as it's crossing the ice, you know, like the rumble it makes. C-U-R-R, cur. And from there, curling. But there might be some people out there that disagree and have other theories. Of course, you can always send us a message on YouTube chat.
Here the girls sweeping hard for line.
Control. Okay.
Scotland will peel the corner guard. The danger rock for Scotland.
And their shooter rolling as a nice centre guard.
Here is Kate Brewster, a long-time coach for many of the Scottish teams. And her first championship as a coach was actually back at the World Junior Curling Championships in 1998, which I believe was in Thunder Bay, Ontario.
And this is her 6th year coaching at the World Junior Curling Championships.
And here is coach for Sweden, Mattias Malbergs. He's been an active curler himself, and actually picked up a bronze medal at the World Junior Curling Championships back in 1992. Before you were born, Eleanor?
Yes.
But long after I was born. It's good to have some youthful commentary as we are at the World Juniors.
Okay.
A little tap there from Millie Smith. So definitely getting a lot more stones in play here.
Gör inget om du trycker in lite så, men vi måste komma hit. Samma fart eller lösare? Ja, lite lösare kanske. Okay.
Oh, Sweden playing the freeze here, trying to pretty much put this in the pocket of the yellow and red top four, saying it's perfectly okay to tap the red as long as we get to the inside. Just barely gets to the inside, not too bad there. Leaves the shooter in a pretty decent spot. You can see how Sweden's sort of controlling the forefoot by keeping stones in front.
Like this.
Don't mind that.
Who lies? Either that or you could come round here.
Don't mind this one. Yeah, don't mind.
Okay,
They're gonna make a play on
just
that.
to freeze.
Even if I'm a wee bit short.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Naomi Brown, one of the more experienced players in the field.
4-5.
Her fourth World Junior Curling Championships appearance.
Short is better.
Not many players get to
6.
7.
play in this competition that many times.
Yeah.
Quite the accomplishment, having played third for Gina Aiken as well on 2 occasions, picking up the silver medal in 2015. Here she will come up a little bit heavy, move things around.
Jag tror vi lägger en bara. Jag tänker ifall vi ska frysa på här igen.
Ja. Vi ska inte trycka ner, vi kommer inte runt där.
Trycka ner är inte jättenödvändigt just nu, men om vi kommer upp köpfrys här har de i princip inget, för då kommer den ligga så.
Okej. Ja. Kör på det.
Det gör ingenting om du knackar den lite, det gör inte heller någonting om du fryser den här, för då kommer den ligga så.
Ja. Så viktigt ner i alla fall.
Samma fart som Almida.
Ja. Just det, jag klockade 05 på dig, kom jag på nu förresten. Inte 90.
Verano definitely knows her angles here.
Hur kändes det i curlen? Var det samma som förut eller?
She's experienced enough to tell her team that, you know, we don't really have to move anything quite yet. There's still a few stones to go. So just most importantly, getting the shooter in the right spot.
Bakåt 12! Bak 12!
Aldrig
They're
då.
calling this one heavy.
Bak 12!
Vänta med. Ta ner!
Back 12 actually.
Bak 12!
Ja!
So plan B, maybe coming off the red instead.
Gör det!
And that's what they'll do.
Ja, bra där.
Okej, bra koll Bella.
A good salvage from the skipper. Quite a few yellows in around the forefoot.
Maybe we could try and chip our red in.
She's got this.
Can there be a way we could
Yeah.
try and...
But that's just
And
going to
this
jam on
was
that
chip
back
in,
one.
but-
Like
Yeah, I mean,
between
a
them.
tap.
Tap. They have
They
that.
have
yeah.
it, yeah.
They've also got this tap. This one's probably easier, no?
Mm-hmm.
Just like got it there.
Here.
Yeah, just a wee bit further out. Half round that guard. No.
Okay.
As a skip, Eleanor, is this where you start to get a little nervous, knowing that
Half round the guard.
you're having to throw last and there's so many yellows around the forefoot?
So they've got tap either side.
Yeah, a little bit. But Team Scotland does have a few options here.
So
They
just
don't have hammer,
shorter's
but I
better.
think they'd be
Take your time.
happy to cut Sweden down to 1 here. And it looks like they're going for the top 8, top 12 draw.
5.
Marlies. 5. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Line.
3, 4.
Hard. Chip off it if we can. Yep.
Starting to over curl just a little bit here.
Go.
Okay.
Okay.
Get a little nudge off the guard and leaves it in the line they were wanting.
Kommer med lite fart.
To leave
Jag
their
tänker
shot.
lite curlar där på slutet. Vet bara inte hur mycket. Jag tror vi ligger en.
Alltså, vi ligger ju bara... Vi ligger en just nu.
Okej. Ja. Kan vi knacka in på den sidan?
Nu bara om man vill dra här någonstans.
Ja, det där kan man göra.
Kanske till och med ta bort den där gadden så.
Ja.
Vad gör de då?
Fundera på om man gör den här. Bara ta bort den.
Ja, det kan jag tänka mig. Jag kan gilla den.
Det känns ju inte som de har något
Det är
givet
bara
här direkt. Och allt som kommer in här har vi bort sen i sådana fall.
Ja, då har vi liksom, ja precis.
Jag gillar den.
Ja, ta bort den.
So Sweden will just peel the guard here, try to open up the forefeet. Sweden are currently lying 1. So just making sure they have a way in. Needing to move the red stones up eventually.
Bra så.
Good peel by Jenny Volin.
Grinding.
And things are getting a little bit scary for the Scottish.
I think that lies second over there. I think we have to guard anyway.
Yeah.
Like here.
Yeah. So like here. Okay.
So Scotland just gonna have to guard again.
Zone 2.
Well, you hate to guard in this
Where you wanting it? Just
the
off
situation, but it's not a lot of good options really.
In front of the yellow.
Okay.
Just have to prevent
Would
Sweden
you
from
like 45?
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
making a play into the
Maybe
forfeit.
even less than that, yeah.
Maybe take your time. Slow slide, good release.
A run back will always be available. The good thing for Scotland is Sweden would have to run a Scottish stone into the forfeit.
2, 3. Line's nice. Have a look. Line's nice.
Whoa.
Melly.
Mellies, just here.
2, 3.
Just here.
Just 2.
Whoa,
Two.
over and up.
2, 3.
Whoa. Needs to stay high.
Needs to stop.
Sophie.
Whoa. That's fine.
That's good.
Puts the center guard back.
Hold you there så.
Jag gillar den. Ja. Jag tänker att det är väl bättre att vi har lite is. Och ticka garden. Ja, än att komma och liksom öppna upp det för. Ja. Och sen så jag vill helst bara knacka den dit liksom. Ja. Det är perfekt för då har vi den där på nästa. Precis. 10 fart. Ja.
Sophie Jackson's guard maybe just over curling a fraction as Sweden now will have a chance to come around and play a tiny tap on the yellow.
Lite mer.
And the Swedes were talking about the ice and thinking they'd rather crash on the guard here than
Försöker att inte komma upp. Försök komma upp ganska mycket på
under
så vi inte
curl
liksom
it
öppnar upp det för dem och
and
drag sen.
leave the shooter open.
Ja.
95.
Yes.
Ever make the tap and roll off, you might leave some sort of hit and roll into the forfeit for Scotland.
Bra linje. Vänta.
Bak 4.
Kom igen. En i linje.
Bak 4. Bak 4. Bak 8.
Linje.
Bak 8.
Hårt. Hårt. Linje.
Bak 8. Bak 8.
A little bit heavy here. Will make the tap. Well, they'll roll the shooter far enough. No in off for Scotland, but they've tapped it far enough for Scotland to maybe come down and make the freeze.
Same as last time.
It's a little tight and heavy there from Skip Verano.
It will
Jag tror att det är
break.
jätteviktigt att hela vägen fram att vi bara säger typ bak 12 igenom, för den var ju ett bak 12 igenom.
Yeah.
A great chance for Scotland to get out of trouble here. Ever freeze is right in the pocket.
Thinking 35.
We'll get second shot and
I think that ice or a
could
bit
be
more.
pretty hard for Sweden to score their 2.
Take touch more if you want. Not
Jake, any more ice?
Go back to what we had, I think.
Take your time. Slow slide, good release.
You can hear a lot of positive reinforcement.
It should be nice. Line's really good.
Line's close.
Every
Close
time.
line.
Close
Yeah,
line.
Scottish backends in the hack.
Hard.
Line.
Hard. Go. Hard.
Working as hard to get it past the guard.
Go.
Oh, wait till there.
They are past it, but a little bit heavy, so not quite getting the finish. And with that, Sweden will lie 2. And you wonder at first glance if they might just throw this one away. Is there a shot for 3?
Alltså jag ser ingenting som inte är livsfarligt för mer än 2. Jag menar, om du bara tuschar den där lite så kommer de komma in.
Sätta den i sargen då.
Ja. Ja, vi sitter 2.
Ja,
Jag
det
tycker vi nöjer oss med det.
Ja,
Finns
det
inget.
tycker jag. Absolut.
So
Ja, det är inget där.
no need to start being too creative.
Vill du köra clearing eller
If there's no shot, there's no shot. And just go back down to the hack. Don't spend too much time on it. I'll just throw this one away, seeing how
Just run it so we can see.
there's no real shot for the 3 here. Nothing that's gonna, nothing with a huge risk anyway. So last stone will just be thrown away by the Swedish skipper, and they'll take their 2 quite happily. So could have been more. I think Scotland also will be adequately happy with how the end turned out. It's looking a little bit scary there for a second. But Sweden, the best team so far after 2 ends. It's a 2-1
Det
lead.
fanns bara saker som kunde göra det värre. Alltså, vi kunde i princip på den sidan bara göra det dåligt. Det fanns ingenting för att...
Men det är bra. Kör vi på.
Kör vi?
Welcome back to the 1-2 game and the women's competition. If you are just joining us, this is the World Junior Curling Championships 2017. We'll have a look at the 3-4 game as well. Canada is playing Korea. And trying to figure out what's going on there as we just get this 3rd end underway here between Sweden and Scotland. At some point, anyway.
Where are we? Just 2.
Remember, the loser of this game will have to play the winner of the Canada-Korea game.
Go. Okay.
So let's take a look and see what's happening over on sheet C rather. There they are, Canada and Korea. It's a blank end in the first, and Canada actually stealing a point in the second end. Korea will still have the hammer for the 3rd. Winner of our game will go to the gold medal game. Another 8 ends to go.
Sophie Sinclair just throwing that red corner guard a little bit too high.
Hack. We roll that way, it's okay.
Yeah, 2 problems. That even if you get buried behind it, there'll be so much room for Sweden to come around, curl around it, and tap your stone out. And also, it sort of blocks off the in-turn draw here, as you see the left-hand side of the sheet. It'll be very hard to make the draw to the button. Might still be usable though. Doesn't quite get the roll. Sweden will be quite happy to just make the nose hit right back.
Almeida Deval playing at 82% this tournament, ranking 1st overall among seconds in terms of stats.
Okej, det där.
This.
Is that control?
Scotland looking to tidy up a little bit here. Feeling like it's getting just all too cluttered.
Hard! Go the other way! Whoa, whoa! Close, yep!
Clearly don't want to get too sucked into the center line play here. And you could see that they did get outplayed in that second end around the forfeit. So maybe just thinking that you want to keep the center line clean. Keep the play a little more open. But these Swedish girls, they're a bit of a jack of all trades, really. Really good at keeping stones in play, good at angles, the aggressive ends, but really good at the defensive game as well. It's the sort of team you don't want to give a big lead to, because they'll just run away with it.
Okay, so där.
This draw just coming up short for Sweden. Now with the forfeit more or less open, Scotland thinking it's worth a chance to come around.
Back here.
Girls calling a back 8.
Yeah, we're there.
Back 12 weight.
Hej Millie.
Okay.
That's fine.
Wow, jag ser nästan
Okej.
hela. Ja,
30.
okej, 30.
Eller spela 40 till och med.
Ja, 40. Mycket fart snart.
Ja, linje!
Hårt linje!
Bra fart, bra fart! Hårt linje tjejer!
Ligger bra! Ligger bra! Bra fart! Nästa lite upp.
Bra fart. Bra Jenny. Bra.
They hit and roll out. Scotland will attempt to draw again.
Quite a lot. Oh, it's a lot.
Looks more than that. Okay.
I wonder, these numbers the sweepers are calling out all the time, what are they?
So, 1 is a long guard, 2 is mid guard, and 3 is a tight guard. 4 is top 12, so at the top of the red rings. 5 is a top 8 weight, that's the white rings. 6 is top 4, which is the blue ring. 7 is T-line weight. 8 is back 4. 9 is back 8. And 10 is back 12. Hope everyone follows that from home.
Okej.
I think that was thorough enough.
Ta ner henne i sådana fall.
Pretty much split the whole
8 vill jag ha den.
thing into 10 zones.
Okej, gå då!
That is what most teams use.
Wow, wow. 8. Mer kör, ja! Hårt!
It's actually a system that was implemented by a very famous men's team of the Furby 4.
Solid touch.
Skipped by Randy Furby. The Furby Rink. They had several names. Scott Pfeiffer and Marcel Rock, the front end for that team. They were a bit of pioneers in terms of sweeping and all of that.
Whoa! Oh! Line's running straight.
A Canadian team from Alberta. Same province the Canadian team that is playing on sheet is from. Sheet C is from.
Sorry.
As this
Samma.
one just barely making contact with the Swedish stone.
Insida på den.
På den här nej.
Nej.
De säger inte en
Nej, men då tycker jag vi drar
Just
den här.
dictate ace for me actually, and
Där.
Sweden with a chance to draw again here and lie 3.
it never comes off the center line at all.
Kallar inte mycket där.
Nej.
I think it would have come back.
Lite mer.
But I think just take tighter.
I think it's because it does hold
Vad hade vi för fart på?
on that part. Doesn't really hold on the outside.
No, okej. Ta bort det.
This Swedish side was the youngest team to ever win a Swedish curling championship. And I'm not talking about the junior championship, I'm talking about the women's championship.
Kala gärna, kala.
Gärna Karla!
And they won it back in 2015.
Var med ja!
They had 3 17-year-olds and 1 18-year-old on the team at the time. And they beat the 2014 Olympic silver medalist Margareta Sigfridsson in the final. It's fairly impressive. So they've been on sort of been on the map for a few years already, these Swedish girls.
They have branded themselves as Team Panthera, and if you wanted to, you could follow them on their Facebook team page.
Really quick. Yeah. I think that ace is okay or a bit less.
Did play the juniors 2 years ago
Like any less!
in Tallinn, Estonia.
I think.
Just losing out in the bronze medal game to Switzerland on the last stone. Actually had a shot to win.
Take your time. Slow
Ticked the
slide.
guard
Take
on
your
that occasion. It was a tough loss. And they just picked up the bronze medal in the Winter University Games just prior to this event, actually, in Almaty, Kazakhstan.
Gave it a lot.
They'd love to medal here at the World Juniors,
Give it loads.
although I'm sure all 4 teams in the playoffs here today are only eyeing the gold. Sophie Jackson with a good draw here. Doesn't quite get frozen. Might have
Vi kör den.
gotten shot stone.
Bara cleara bort den.
Ja.
Okay, sweet.
Ja, de är i skott, men jag tror vi kan cleara bort den här. Kör den.
Sweden just looking to peel the red.
Kolla träffarna.
Probably won't be too upset if they ever take off their back yellow as
Kolla
well.
träffarna från andra hållet, så vi ser var de går.
As long as it's not a straight jam.
Yeah, even if they make the double off, including their own, they'll be sitting to forcing the draw. But clean pick is called.
Wow. Med. Nej. Och ingenting. Ja! Wow! Ingenting.
A little bit off and on. It's usually a good sign, but maybe not. There we go. Okay.
Wow.
Well, sometimes you're a little worried when the skippers start calling off the sweepers on those type of shots. And sometimes they have a tendency to
Really 4.
fall back on you.
Taking a wee bit more ice, not much.
This one
Just
seemed to
taking a wee
run
bit more
pretty
ice.
true.
And you
I was really
hear a
close.
wave of cheers from the
Sure,
Swedish
good night.
supporters here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few yellow jackets up on the stands. As the crowd settles down for the last stone here of the third end, Scotland having to draw against 3.
5, 6.
Already down by the 1. Can't afford to give up any more points. Big sweep from Millie Smith and Sophie Sinclair. But this one is pulling up way short. Wow, a huge mistake and quite the upset as Sweden steals 3 points.
Focus, 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 focus.
5-1, as you can hear Isabella Vrano tell her Swedish team to focus. Yes, they have a 4-point lead, but a long way to go. This is not over by any means. And we'll be back shortly with the fourth end.
Or did I just play really slow? I got 1939. Oh, okay. Sorry. That's all right.
It's better that than being through the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kan gå.
Vart är vi?
8.
Håll den.
8.
Kalla inte så mycket!
8. 4.
Håll.
Wow!
4, 8, 4.
We are in the fourth end of the 1-2 page playoff game. Sweden leading 5 shots to 1. And what really stands out is the steal of 3 in the previous end. Sophie Jackson coming up way short on a draw to the forefoot, which was a bit surprising, seeing how she did throw the very same draw on her first shot. And you wonder if some nerves came into play there. Sophie Sinclair playing 80% throughout the round robin. She's had a good week.
Good. 2, 3.
Just here.
And her, along with the other girls on the team, will have to make their shots from now on. They want to turn this around.
Good there, so 16, 16.
And it's really important for Sweden to stay focused here. It's very easy to
Get comfortable.
Yeah.
8, 4.
Går ett annat spår!
4, 8.
You never want to be too
Går
complacent
ett annat spår!
in a curling game, especially when you haven't even made it to the halftime point.
Aldrig!
And
Aldrig!
the good old question is, how defensive do you play it? You're 4 up, but still 7 ends to go.
I think so. What was the last?
Det går jättelätt nu. Tänk på det.
Do you keep a few stones in play? Do you play really defensive? Give away the too easy? Definitely seen teams in the past that had a big lead at the start and have just been running scared throughout the game and slowly let their opponent creep up on them. And it'll be interesting to see how Sweden's going to handle it. I think it's fair to say we might see a appeal on the corner guard, at least.
Yeah, I think what we're going to be seeing from now on is that Sweden just focusing on forcing Scotland to their 1 when Scotland have hammer. And in the next end, replying back with a 2-point score.
Ja! Wow! Bygga! Fram med det!
Yeah.
Melanie Smith coming around the corner guard.
5, hard girls! Hard! Go, go, go! Hard, Naomi, hard! Go, go, all you've got! Hard!
Just not as quick
And
then.
that's not going to help them
Just not as quick then.
with their 4-point deficit. As we look at
It's quite fast.
Canada, Korea. And it's Korea to be forced to take their single in the 3rd end, which means Canada will have the hammer in 4.
Whoa! Whoa!
Almeida de Vol peeling some of these corner guards away. Shooting like a sniper in this end.
Wait.
Better weight. Line's a wee bit tight. 6, 7. One more. 7. 5, 6. 6. 5, 6. Line's good. Weight only. 7. Needs to move. Needs to move. 7. Sophie. Sophie, yep. Yep, so. Hard. Hard, 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 hard. Go, go, go. Hard, 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 hard. Oh. Good, Millie. Good, Millie.
Second time round, Millie Smith makes a nice come around behind the corner guard.
Never too sure when you can't hear anything from your skippers as a sweeper. There's complete silence for the line call. You're sometimes a little worried, although if you're so wide, you might flash it. There's a good chance your skip might just scream "whoa" at the start.
Scream.
So you might get a sense of what's going to happen. Skips are different though.
It's never good when they scream before you've even let go of the stone.
Good, Naomi.
This coming into the rings. We'll see if Sweden will be tempted to play the double.
Så bort med vicka på den här. Oavsett ålder vilken. Perfekt, pass upp. Det är den va?
Ja.
Only gets the top one, but that's fine.
Try this.
And now maybe Scotland coming into the pocket. Looks like the straight freeze was called here. I wouldn't mind maybe tapping the top yellow just half a foot back. It's good for Scotland to be patient. If you look at the scoreboard, 7 ends to go. If Scotland actually scores their 2 here, forces Sweden, and does the same throughout the game, they'll actually end up winning it. So if you're able to follow the classic recipe, score a 2, give away 1 throughout, that's good enough for Scotland. Pretty good freeze there by Naomi Brown.
Did I thought I threw it in a tried to like, but it didn't really work.
Där. Kommer vara ganska mycket fart i den här jävla där.
Skipper Verano just telling her Vice that this one's gonna come flying. So
It's always good to get a bit of warning, right?
yeah. So we're expecting a bomb here then. See how hard she can throw it. Obviously wanting to keep some control. Pretty good shot.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Let's see, she's able to spin it out. I'm hoping to maybe get both the reds going. Even with that big weight,
Get as much roll to your way as we can.
couldn't quite get enough action.
Yeah.
as much rolled so sweet as we can.
You probably need a
Drink more ice.
Kevin Cooey or someone like that to make that shot. So the good thing for Scotland is they'll have quite a bit of separation here. Just even when the nose hit, it might be impossible with the double for Sweden. So looking good to score their 2 here. If Sophie Jackson can make her 2 last shots.
Let it move.
This one having some curling to do.
We're not sticking.
Okay, so.
Okay. That's fine.
But this one will roll out, and you might hear the Scottish girls say it's fine, but you gotta know on the inside, it's not really, is it?
Just got 9.75.
That was a must-make shot.
Jumped it a wee bit as well.
Yeah. I think that line is quite straight. And the trams.
Det är okej, men det är bara botten.
I'll tell you one thing though, Scottish girls are a lot better at keeping their composure and working together as a team than maybe their male counterpart. Then again, the intensity of Cameron Bryce's team might be working in their favor. Do you believe that different strokes for different folks?
Yeah, whatever works for your team. Some teams you can't even tell whether they're sweating at all.
Some teams are barely raising their voice throughout a curling game, and then you have someone's just yelling and screaming and extremely intense throughout. But both can work. And we can see that Scotland's probably worked a lot on how they want to act on the ice and support each other on the ice. As we see Sophie Jackson having to throw the last one through for the blank. Not what they were hoping for.
But it's fine.
It's fine. As Sweden are quite happy
Ifall den där stannar 8
to
liksom.
see no deuce up on the board for
så är det
Scotland.
okej.
5-1 after
Men när det
4.
blir så att vi knackar nästan ner båda precis bakom tid, då blir det ju väldigt soffigt precis. Men vi gör inte om det helt enkelt. Du tänker bara farten så kör vi den delen.
Lite mer marginaler.
Härligt.
Jättebra. Kör på det.
Bra, mycket snack. Låt den bita bara. Låt den bara bita. Nej, bara bita.
Welcome back in action here at the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships 2017 in Gangneung, Korea. You're listening to myself, Sander Log, and I'm joined by Eleanor Adviento from New Zealand. And if you hear some chanting and applauses in the background that doesn't quite fit along with our game, it would be because Canada is playing Korea next door in the 3 versus 4 page playoff game.
Just here. Look there.
And of course, being in Korea, a lot of home fans in the stands.
Good, Soph. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Good. Good so.
Sköter vi resten sen.
Fri fart.
Vänta. Kala. Måste kala. Med hjälp.
4, 8. 10. 10.
Wow!
Bak 4. Topp 10.
Mia!
Topp 8.
Hårt!
På nästa. Bra koll. Bra, snyggt där. Bra placering. Bra snack.
Pretty good setup from Fanny Sjöberg. They're maybe a little bit high in the house. Scotland can definitely come around them and use them as guards later on, but they are online, so even if you come around,
Liza here.
it's a good chance for Sweden to play the run back. The worst thing you do is you leave 2 staggered stones at the top of the house.
7, 8. You gotta go, yeah. You gotta go, yeah. Whoa. Hard, Naomi. 7, 8, 9.
First of all, Scotland coming around the corner.
7, 8.
No.
Sit down a lot. Really nice,
Good.
Soph.
2 really good shots by Sophie Sinclair.
Good, Soph.
And again, Sweden will field the corner guard.
Andy!
Never, says Isabella Verano.
Bra. Bra koll.
All there on its own.
Bra Sibbet. Bra så.
Almeida Deval making 100% of her 5 hits so far. Some pretty reliable numbers there from
Lines
the
tight.
Swedish second.
Naomi's if anyone. Just 2.
Over and up.
Over and up.
2. 1, 2, 2.
Naomi's to clean.
2. Whoa. Needs to stop. 2.
Clean, Naomi.
It's good, Millie.
Okay, good.
Good there.
Naomi. Övre. Wow. Bra.
Bra stoppat Henrik. Härligt.
2.
Is that more ice?
Yep.
First time Scotland won the
Lines
World
tight
Juniors
again.
in the women's competition was back in 1990,
1, 2.
the year I was born.
Over and up.
It was
over
Kirsty
and up.
Addison skipping the Scottish team to a gold medal.
Whoa.
Just over and up.
She actually won it again in 93
Okay.
Okay, Millie. Good.
for Sweden. The first gold medal came in 91. Eva Eriksson, or as most of you know her today as Eva Lund, played for Annette Norberg, winning 2 Olympic gold medals. And she's actually she's one of only 3 players to have ever won the World Juniors, the World Women's Championship, or the World Championship and the Olympics.
Bra koll.
The only woman to do so, with the 2 others being John Morris and Ben Hebert.
Bra.
Härligt.
The trifecta trio.
Should mention that Ben Hebert was only alternate for the juniors though when he picked up the gold for Brad Gushu.
3.
I believe it was back in 2001 in Ogden, which was a test event for the Salt Lake Olympics, just like we are this week.
Melly clean.
2.
Of course, this will be
Just Melly.
where the Olympic curling games,
Oh.
if you wish to call it,
2, 3.
will be held next
Naomi.
year.
Good, Millie. Nice.
This it's actually the only arena that's not going to be newly built for the Olympics. It opened up in 1998. And we did actually have the Women's Curling Championship here in 2009. But it's a really nice building. It fits 3,500 people. And we've thoroughly enjoyed our time here so far.
some of you folks at home may be wondering, the World Juniors is in Gangneung City, but that's not in Pyeongchang, and we know that the Olympics will be in Pyeongchang. Well, actually, there are two Olympic parks. There's the Pyeongchang Olympic Park, and then there's the Gangneung Olympic Park, which are 30 minutes from each other. So in the Gangneung Olympic Park, which is quite coastal, there will be ice hockey, speed skating, figure skating, and curling venues. And in the Gangneung Curling Center, which we are sitting in right now, the stadium holds about 3,500 spectators. It may seem a bit empty right now, but I think there's around about 200 people in here watching these two games. And so you can only imagine how many people will flood in for the finals.
Of course, curling seemingly becoming a more integral part of the Winter Olympics, as the stadium is now usually in the middle of the cluster, like in Sochi. It was right down in the cluster with the figure skating, the hockey, the speed skating. But before, like in Salt Lake City, it was held in Ogden, a bit away from the center of Salt Lake City. And in 06, it was held in Pinarolo, also outside Turin. But it seems to me curling is becoming one of the more popular sports at the Winter Olympics. And a lot of people have been started watching it. I believe there was a TV channel in Brazil that broadcasted all the games from the Vancouver Olympics, and after that all the Brazilians were just crazy about the sport, and they ended up sending a TV crew to Cortina a couple of months after for the World Men's Curling Championship to just to do stories. So it's fun to see.
Do you like that ice, or do you think it'll go?
I think it made a fraction.
As we're now down to Sophie Jackson's first shot here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking to set up for two. We've come to the point where Scotland really has to score two to keep them in the game. This one over curling, and they will catch the top red.
Okay.
And Sophie Jackson so far having a bit of a tough day at the office.
20. Alltså vilken sådär är inte hela världen heller. Nej. Ja, 20.
And the red second shot fully open for Sweden. They can hit and lie three. They would have to be very unlucky to leave a triple for two.
Ja. Chappa eller vicka lite in, men chappen är jättebra.
Bit of a panic line call here. They're off at first second, so they're going to be close with this one. They'll roll it to the top four. Actually, that's real good for Sweden. It makes it pretty tough, I think, for Scotland to score.
Either that or what? This. Don't like it. No? Okay.
It's pretty much perfect.
Normal.
Härligt. Fint. Jättefint.
Do you like this over the draw?
Problem
Yes.
with the double here
Normal.
is you have to catch
Just
the
to catch
top
a piece.
yellow very thin. If you catch it just a little bit too thick, your shooter
Like
will
that
have
ice for a quarter.
so much momentum and it'll just spin off the second yellow, and it might just roll out the side door, leaving Sweden with a steal of one. Yeah, so this is a tough one to make. But a must make for Sophie Jackson, last stone of the 5th end here. Keep them in the game. And it goes 1, 2, and it will stick around, doesn't spin too far. Sits in the 8 foot, a single point, a great shot by Skip Jackson. Maybe that's the turning point for her. But I can say it is the half point time in the game. Teams will head off, have a 5-minute break. We'll have a little break too. We'll be back with some highlights. And then, of course, the conclusion of this 1-2 game in the women's competition. Going to go back to the 2nd end, which featured quite a few stones in play. And this would be Isabella Verano just throwing it through as they were lying to, and no shot really available for the 3. That 1 point for Scotland being the missed blank attempt from Sophie Jackson in the very 1st end. And we go back to the 3rd, where Sophie Jackson was drawing against 3 yellow counters. Had just thrown the draw, but this time coming up short, way short, and Sweden steals 3. And with that, Sweden 5-1. The 4th end is blanked, and Sophie Jackson again facing some trouble. This time going for the double against the 3. A tough shot to make to keep the shooter in play, but she'll catch it perfectly thin and sticks around in the 8 foot. So after 5 ends of play, Sweden leads at 5 shots to 2. As we see the teams just now heading back onto the ice, and we'll take a look at the percentages. You'll see Sweden playing a solid 91% over Scotland's 79%. Of course, those 91% a little bit helped out by the fact that Sweden's played a few defensive ends here. So you can play, but they are playing well at the defensive game. You see the hits at 92%. We're just going to pan over to the 3-4 game where we can see that Canada have picked up 1 point in the 5th end. Actually, Kristen Streifel facing 4 Korean stones with her last in the 5th end. Didn't want to draw the forfeit, played the open hit, but it was made. So fairly tight affair on sheet C still. As we now are underway with the 6th end.
Right here.
And it's still Scotland.
Hard then. Hard, Millie.
They have to turn this around somehow.
If you can, I don't think you can, no.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa.
No.
Good,
Good.
Soph.
Är det bara dra där?
Well,
Precis samma.
now it will be interesting to see how Sweden
92 fick jag.
will choose to play this now when they have the last an advantage. If they're quite happy to just score their 1, or they'll actually try and put a 2 up on the board. So maybe a soft 2. Not exactly playing the tick shot yet or drawing the wing. They are coming around, so they are wanting to play here. Take control of the forfeit. Excellent draw by Fanny.
Saying about 25.
And I believe Scotland now will throw the long guard. And this is a tactic we usually see at the latter stages of a game. We saw it yesterday when Canada had to steal on Scotland in the extra end.
Whoa, then off it. Right off.
But when you're down big early in the game,
Line's good. Line's tighter.
something you just have to do.
Just one.
It's full on aggressive.
One. Hard.
It's not nice to always be playing catch up throughout the entire game, so I think the girls here will be wanting to
Hard, Naomi. Hard. Good.
really steal in this one and keep it closer.
What is the
Exakt samma.
point of
Åtta
throwing the
tolv.
guards so far apart?
It minimizes the chance of a double peel.
Ja, nollade jag.
And we know the Swedes are good at making those. And Scotland actually has maximum separation here, almost too much.
8, 4, 4, 10, lite lång alltså. 4, 10, 10, 8, 10, 8, 2,
Mer snart, mer ja!
4, 8.
Mer ja, all med där. Gå.
Sweden looking to come around again, just going to tickle the guard. Spins the shooter into the 8-foot.
What sort of split, like a 10?
Yeah. I think go 5 then.
Yeah.
Millie Smith has had a good game so far, playing 90%.
Line's tight. 7, 6, 7, 6. Line's tight. Heads up. Right here. Yep, line. Hard, girls. Hard. You gotta go. Hard. You gotta go. Come on. Go. Hard, so get it past. Go. Hard. Right to this one. Go. Okay.
That's fine there. Good there.
Bara ta den enkelt.
Bort med den.
You can see the
Är det en klar?
Ja.
the tight guard is a little bit exposed. Sophie Sinclair not quite getting both the guards online, so Almeida Deval will be going after that guard.
Mer ja!
Just passing the top one and runs it off. Nice shot by the Swedish second.
Han ville få vinkeln den dunka i.
Just similarly. Yeah. That's fine. What was that? 12. Okay.
Pass.
So nice, Millie.
Great.
Really nice tap there from Millie Smith.
Den övre, ja.
Garden.
Precis samma.
Ja!
Igen.
Tänker vi ta dubben när vi får chansen kanske?
Yeah.
Like 2.
Take your time. Just two. Whoa, just
whoa.
two. Whoa, legs right there. Whoa. Whoa. Take it in then. Just two. Just two. Sophie. Hard, Soph. Hard, Sophie. Hard, really got to say hard, really got to go. Hard. Hard, Sophie. Right over. Right over. Go. Hard, hard, hard. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Well, that guard really under curls for Naomi Brown.
Garden.
Not sure if it's going to matter too much though, because Sweden will keep it simple and peel the guard again. Jenny Evolin playing a very solid 88% through the first 5 ends. And you know, she can make these peels all day.
Just give you left side.
I did mention that earlier in the game, that the Swedish team are a jack of all trades, mentioning how you don't want to give them a big lead because they'll just run away with it. And so far, it's exactly what's happened. And so far, Sweden have been doing quite well at keeping things tidy.
Line's good, it's perfect. Clean then.
Still quite a few ends to go though.
Millie's to clean.
You have to think that at some point you'll get one mistake from the Swedes.
Good, Naomi. Really nice. Good.
A better guard from Naomi Brown this time.
Really slow.
Vill du spela den?
Vilken är det? Ja.
Jag gillar den.
Ja. Kör vi den handen eller? Vart är träffen? Är det lite på den sidan eller?
Ja, lite insida.
Ja.
Den har vi.
Ja.
So big shot called by Sweden, looking to more or less make the triple on the reds here. Well, doesn't make the triple, but has done quite well to open up the forfeit here. Jenny Evolin spills the 2 reds over, and things now looking much better than it was. And they are actually lying shot stone as well. And is it behind cover, I wonder? At least half buried. Excellent shot by the third.
And it also leaves the 2 reds in the house grouped to the side. There's ever an opportunity to remove both of them for Sweden.
You can see the Yellowstone actually more than half buried here.
Back 4. For short, we can.
And that worked out real well for Sweden.
Do you like that ice?
I think so, if we're going right round.
Yeah. Okay. What weight for back 4? I don't think it'll be as fast down here as it is down there, so just watch it.
Okay. We go 30.
Okay.
Sophie Jackson playing 67% so far.
6. Line's good. 8.
It's really been.
8. 7. 7.
There's that big miss in the third end. That's
Oh, 8.
been the biggest hiccup so far.
Right back.
And Sweden stole 3.
Yep, I think you know. Yep. You
And
can
also
go
rolling out on her first one in the 4th end, where they had a great chance to score a 2-back. She made a great double in the 5th for the single point. And she's found good draw weight here, but not enough cover, as you'll see. The red stone very much in the open for Sweden. And if Sweden can make the hit and stick around to sit 2, they're going to ask the question of Scotland. Do you want to come around again and risk a 3? Or do you want to play it safe to give away 2? Well, at this point, you wonder if Scotland might just want to put all their eggs in one basket. Well, they don't quite get the roll here, Sweden, so actually Scotland they won't have another option than the hit and roll. No way you can draw better than the yellow at the moment, that's for sure. So
Try and get right to the corner.
you will have to move the shot stone. So hit and roll is called.
Hack. So like that ice for a hack or less?
Oh, you're good with that.
Okay. Like 80.
85.
20-year-old Sophie Jackson
Oh.
going for the hit and roll.
Hard! Hard! Really got to go hard!
And it's going to roll too far. That leaves a draw for 2 for Sweden. And if that's made, things are looking grim for Scotland.
En hel 8.
Men 4.
It's just for the hell that it just came there.
Ja, ingen putt.
Last on of the 6-10 here for skip Isabella Vrano of Sweden.
Ni har den!
A draw for 2 here
Ni har den!
Kolla upp!
is another nail in the coffin for Scotland.
Lite lång på klockan, inte ett drag. Bara
Have
sitta.
they overcooked this one?
Sitt.
Naomi Brown will give it a go, but it will stick around for 2.
2 yellow.
And with that, Sweden will lead it 7 shots to 2 after 6 ends of play.
Jag ville gå bara för att... Ja, jag såg inte så mycket.
And I wonder what
Nu
Scotland
kör vi på.
Fortsätt boka
can
nu.
do in the next end.
Sving ett.
Ja.
Härligt. Kör på.
Ja, 95 på Fannys.
Isabella Vrano looking ever so focused as the 7th end just gets going. She knows
Okej.
that the girls will need to stay focused for at least another couple of ends here before they can clinch their ticket to the gold medal game.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Swedish girl play as well as they are right now.
well, certainly a good time to bring out their best stuff in the playoffs. And if they win,
Naomi!
it would improve
Let it move!
on the bronze medal, or the 4th place rather,
Looks heavier
from 2
than
years
2.
ago. Whoever loses the game here will have another chance to make it to the final.
Okay. Just put it back when she put the weight on it.
Because the loser of this game will play the winner of the 3-4, which is between Canada and Korea.
Topp 4. Topp 4.
Wow,
8.
wow.
12. 12.
Wow, shit.
12.
Okej.
8. 10. 10. 4. Mycket snurr. 10. Mycket snurr. 10. Topp 4. 8. 8.
Mer hjälp!
12.
Räcker det?
Another draw in the house from Fanny Shawbere.
Bra koll, tjej.
These ends looking very similar.
2, 3.
Yeah, and it's perfectly normal, of course. It's just how it works. Classic tactic.
And Scotland still looking to pick up their multiple,
Line 2!
having only scored
Right
2
here.
singles in this game.
Hard! 2!
There are a few different openings to a curling end,
Leave
but
it really
not
high
quite
then.
as many as in chess. Although you do hear some people
Okay.
refer to curling as chess on ice. Tactics, of course, a huge part of the sport. And even though you might not think 20, 30 moves ahead like in chess, at least you're thinking 2 or 3. And sometimes you pretty much have a full end planned ahead. Of course, it's just a little bit harder moving the chess pieces in
Tyckte
curling.
du såg jättevek ut i steppet. Bra att du sa till.
Yeah.
20.
Patience is a virtue. Scotland hoping for the tiniest mistake from Sweden, so they
Line's
can
good.
pounce.
3. 3. 2. Line's good. 3. 3. Right to 3. 2.
Naomi's.
Right to 3. 2. 3, yep. Sophie, sweep. No.
No, it's fine.
Okay. That's fine.
Tryckte den också. Wow.
Wow.
Almida Deval
Emma.
barely made contact on her first one.
Bra med det.
She was just letting her supers know that I kind of set that one back as well, but
That's now.
not too much, obviously,
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
because the peel is made.
Back 12 on the nose. Okay. And you'll have to go this hand.
What sort of split, so? 3? 3, yeah. Or no 5? 3. Yeah.
Looking to make the freeze here. Another option would to be just drawing around the 2 yellows, trying to use them as guards.
Squeeze the touch up. Hey.
Line's really big, line's massive.
They are pretty well lined up.
Bump it this way.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Come in though.
Where?
It's the hack.
Yep.
Whoa!
Yep.
That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Gillar ni att köra den?
Ja, bara bort med den.
Clearing. Ja!
Bort Almida!
Sweden makes the peel again. And they're looking solid.
So freeze on the back one. Yeah. Just keep calling so that we can do okay.
Naomi Brown was on the team that secured a silver medal in 2015, and a silver medal Scotland also picked up in 2013. The last gold medal was in 2012. Hannah Fleming followed a good trend after Eve Muirhead had just been dominating the field. Eve Muirhead, of course, won 4 gold medals, 3 as skip, 1 as third for Sarah Reid. It could have been 5 if she was allowed to play the World Juniors in 2010, but she had to go to the Olympics. As we see a mistake from Jenny Volin, spilling all the yellows, leaving 1 red in play. Is this the chance for Scotland? As we see Korea scoring 3 on Canada in the 6th end in the 3-4. And remember that the loser of that game will drop into the bronze medal game. No second chances on sheet C for Canada or Korea.
7. Should come down. It's coming down. Millie.
Scotland comes around the corner.
Yep. Whoa. Okay, good. Really nice, Naomi. Good.
Ryck ut. Ja. 20.
20?
Ja.
Yes. Bra fart! Bra fart!
Med
Sweden will make the hit on the open one here. Really need to stick around. Hoping to just roll it a little bit to the right as we see it. But pretty good there. Scotland will make the hit and roll. Perfect if they make it.
Are we rolling this way?
That way.
That's it could be tempting to maybe just come around the corner here.
Behind the front on it anyway,
Again,
so there's no double.
There's a risk Sweden could just split the rings and there's no shot for even 2, but
I think the ice is
Trevor
okay
Sweden
barrier.
makes a half shot, you might have a double for 3. I'm not sure if 2 points is enough here for Scotland, so this roll has to be made, and so tough to make it behind the guard, fully buried.
Whoa. Whoa. Can't touch it. No, nothing. Close. Yep.
We have seen Sophie Jackson's out turn run fairly straight before.
Whoa.
This one
Good, that's fine.
they have lost, and I wonder if the double might be on even. They're fairly level. They're only 3 feet apart.
20. Eller vill vi spela hårdare? Då kan vi få...
4.
Ja, då måste vi lira clearing i sådana fall.
20.
Men i sådana fall kan vi få den här dubben. Ifall jag spelar den.
Där?
Ja.
Alltså på något sätt gillar den här.
Pretty sure the double's on for Verano if she's tough enough to go for it.
Tjock halv.
Don't think there's much risk.
Finns
You
både
know,
Ricken och dubben.
if you roll out, it's a draw for 2, but you make the nose hit again. It's pretty much the same. Scotland gets a nose hit for 2 either way. So might as well go for the big shot here, big weight.
Ja! 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 Järnet! Järnet! Hårt! Hårt! Vicken! Vicken!
But a little bit on the safe side here. And Sophie Jackson will have a chance to score 2.
Barrier.
Yeah.
Last one was a nice barrier, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
What weight?
Barrier, same as last. It's a wee bit tighter ice, so.
Take your time. Good release.
Last stone of the 7th end for Sophie Jackson.
I got more. Yep. Whoa. Just clean. Whoa. Just clean. Clean.
For the nose hit to score 2 and make this game a little bit closer.
Nice shot, Soph.
And it is made after 7 ends of play. Sweden will lead it 7 shots to 4, and they will have last stone advantage. We'll be back.
Det är bra omgången då. Det var ju bara...
Ja. Nu har vi sista stenrätta omgång.
Yes.
Perfekt. Kom igen nu.
Det
Tar
blir
vi
bra.
2:an.
Nu kör vi på det.
Oj.
Bra tjejer, nu kör vi. De börjar.
Fortsätter vi vår fabulöshet.
Hang line. Line's good. Whoa.
Welcome back to Gangneung, Korea. If you're just joining us, this is the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships
Have a look.
2017.
Right here.
It's the 1-2
make
playoff
sure it's
game,
free.
which means it's
Yep.
top 2 teams from the round robin
Hard.
to play each other, and the winner goes to the gold medal game. The loser will drop into the semi-final and play the winner of the 3-4, which is currently being played between Korea and Canada next door. So far it's been all Sweden, and they are seemingly in control. And they would do everything to just score here. Even just a 1 point up on the board would be perfect. And the even end, as the tick shot is attempted by the lead Fanny Sjöberg.
Okej, där Fanny.
But shooting the red all the way through.
It was perfect weight. Just curl a little bit too much.
Take your time. Line's good. 1. Line's good. 1. Whoa. Line's good. 1. Belly. Whoa, think we're over. Whoa. Nothing.
Good, Soph.
Good.
Åtta är bra.
Lite då. Tid. Topp 4.
Jenny,
Topp
start.
4, 8. 4.
Another nice center guard by Sophie Sinclair, and now Sweden will come around the guards instead. We saw the same tactic employed by Scotland yesterday in the last round-robin game. If you don't get your first tick shot, a common tactic for many teams is then to play the draw, to come around and take control of the forefoot and just leave a stone in there for your opponent to work with.
They've got half stone of that.
Yeah, I know.
And something you can work
come
with as
back
well.
here.
Either that or you try and bump.
Okay.
Being
try and bump
Sweden.
that back
Mind
8.
that. Back 4.
Okay.
Back 8.
Go 5.
Yeah, you're good to go 5.
We need 10 in this quite scary.
Yeah. 8. Yeah. 8. Hard. Hard. Whoa. Wait, so hold there. Whoa. Close. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Let it move.
Good, Millie.
Good shot, Millie.
Millie Smith is able to tap the yellow back of tee. And leaves the shooter in a nice spot, top 8. Now these peels on the guards have seemed ever so easy for the Swedes so far, but the closer you get to the end, the more nerves tend to show.
Ikke, Fanny! Fanny!
Hårt, Fanny, hårt!
En lugn. Bare der.
And that was the 12th takeout thrown by Almeida Deval, thrown at 100%.
Wow.
What are you thinking, like 20? Yeah.
And here we are at the 8th end, and it's pretty amazing to keep your 100% record. On the hits, that is.
2. Well then.
Over and up.
Yep, super stuff from
Only one.
the Swedish
Whoa.
second, Millie Smith, though.
Over and up. It's there. It's there.
Pretty good as well. She's got a nice
Whoa,
tap
over
for the
up.
first one now, throwing the long guard.
Let it
Whoa,
stop.
then.
Let it
Whoa.
stop.
Good, Millie.
Really nice, Millie. Good. Good weight.
Good weight.
Good judge of weight there to throw that just over the hog line.
Hårt, Fanny, hårt, Fanny!
Really good shot by Almeida Deval.
Wow.
Makes the double. And even though she caught the second one pretty thin,
Gör det, men det kan du göra.
they didn't really roll the shooter that far.
Bra sådär, snyggt.
Nej, det var
That
en
shows
så
you how well those guards were online from Scotland.
bra som tjej.
Scotland ever leaves just a tiny bit more angle.
4. 3.
Almeida Deval will be able to roll the shooter out of the way, away from the center line,
Hard. Hard.
but still a guard for Scotland to use.
Hard. Get up. Hard. Come on. Come on. Keep going. As far as it'll go. As far as it'll go. Hard, 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 hard. Go soft. Go soft.
Hard,
Go,
keep
go,
going.
go, go, go. Okay, good. Okay.
That's it.
Lite utsida.
Gå med på den här också.
Wow!
Gets one.
Bare der. Bra.
Or one again.
I think so.
Okay.
I think we have to go round.
What?
Do you not think we have to go round now?
Don't mind going round.
Even if I'm back onto that yellow.
Yeah, because here's not that great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try and get back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
So like back 4.
Lines are here tight. Good line. 6. Back to 8. Hard. Hard, girls. Line's really good. Hard. Hard. Where? 7. Whoa, hard. Yep.
Looks heavier than that. Right here. Millie.
See.
Millie, yep.
Yep.
Go.
Hard, Millie.
Go. Good.
Really nice draw there by Naomi Brown. It's pretty much where they wanted it.
Yeah, she's been playing really well this week, ranking 1st overall in terms of stats among thirds.
Sweden will be looking to run the guard back onto the top red here. Might have set that one back all too much. So only the peel on the guard.
Okay.
We'll see. I think we'll see Scotland throw the guard again. And then we'll see if Sweden peels it one more
Yeah, a
time,
bit
or
less for me.
if they actually play the draw.
Going for a guard.
Dead centre, yeah. Zone 2.
Where are we going?
Dead centre, zone 2.
Sweden knows that if Scotland
Positive
peels
50.
puts the guard up and they peel it, Scotland
This is the same
probably
ice
come
I
into
gave
the
you,
house
isn't it, Sink, for your second one?
at least a tight guard, and they might be drawing against 2.
Take your time. Slow slide. Good release.
Oh, pardon, that yellow in the back, of course, out counting the top red.
Wait's nice. Line's good. Needs to move. Whoa. Millie's. Sophie. Millie's. Whoa, over and up.
2 free. I think this is how it starts.
Whoa.
Do you want it to center?
Whoa, no.
Whoa.
Just stop center. Stop.
That's
Very
really
good,
good, so.
And Isabella Verano calling the draw right away.
Good there.
Yeah, if she peels the guard here, Scotland might come half around the stone top 8 and lie 2, leaving not much room for Sweden to make the draw themselves, and it could be a little tough. So just going to make the draw right here, make the freeze. It's looking pretty good. You see the stats for Verano playing really solid, 88%, and Sophie Jackson not had a terrible game, but she's had a couple of big misses that really stand out.
Vänta. Måste curla.
Bak 4. Nästan bak 8.
Topp 4. Curla då.
Bak 8. Bak 8. Bak 12.
Wow!
Bak 4.
Calling this heavy here, so they might need to get onto the red if they can. Does settle down nicely for shot stone.
Right, doing that, yeah.
Not fully frozen,
Either that or just freeze.
and it is
think go
behind
for it.
the tee line. You can see the pin right there,
To think, put back
tiny
right.
black dot.
Back 8.
Back
And
eight.
then if
That's
you
the
freeze
dead center of the house.
Just curl.
Yeah.
Remember your draw down here.
Yeah, my hack moved as well. I think that should be okay.
Okay.
Back 8.
Yeah.
Going for the bump. Just want to bump it back a fraction.
That's okay.
Back 8.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, like 35, 30? 35?
35. Because freeze isn't a disaster.
Okay.
Do you like this over the freeze?
Are you bumping it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much you need to bump it?
Just the front, a wee bit.
That, okay.
Do you like that ice?
Yeah.
Try and not jump it.
Okay. Take your time. Slow slides, good release.
I think a wee bit less. Just not keen.
So I believe the call is the bump here to try and sit 2. And if they end up under curling, the freeze is very much a good option.
Whoa. Whoa. 6.
Definitely need to get shot stone here. That is the main objective.
Girls calling it a top 4 weight.
Well then, they need to sweep. And they are, and they're trying to drag it as far as they can, but this will pull up short. Just to the top four, Sweden will lie one, and they will get a draw to the button to score two. I have to say, even the single point for Sweden here, they're looking really strong. Scoring two, that's pretty much the game.
I still feel like I'm pulling that line.
Almost be hard to see Scotland play on if this draw is made. Of course, it is the 1-2 game, and give it your all. But 2 points up the board for Sweden here. You're trailing by 5 with 2 ends to go. That's a tall task. We'll see how it works out for Isabella Brano, last stone of the 8th end. Needing full forfeit. Falling is heavy. Needing the backing. Does come onto the backing and will sit for two. Sweden with another couple of points. And Swedish fans will be happy with that. Seems like Scotland will play on. It's 9-4 for Sweden.
Yes, kom igen nu.
There we see the Scottish and Swedish flag. Fitting that they would hang next to each other for this game. It is Sweden with a pretty good lead here, 9-4. Another nice draw by the Swedish lead. Fanny Sjöberg just nibbling the forefoot, and Scotland will put up the corner. Sophie Sinclair with the outturn.
Naomi's. Naomi. 2-3. I think we're good. Just 2-3. Naomi's. Naomi. Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard, keep going, get it two, get it two, get it two. Okay. That's fine. Very good. Keep good, halfway. Hold it out for a bit.
This time Sweden will just throw the second stone through. Why is that, Eleanor?
Well, Sweden does have a 5-point lead against Scotland right now, and their strategy is just being to keep the house clean, even though they don't have hammer. It's all right if they give up 1 or even 2 points here. But I think you'll see from Almeida's stones onwards, they'll be hitting out all the red stones out there.
Leave it low. 3, 2, 2. Just 2. Just level. Looks way more than level. 2, 2, 3. It's coming down. Needs to.
Yeah, it really needs to come down.
2.
No.
2, it's level.
Yep. Good, so.
Really nice.
As that guard settles down, we'll have a look over at the 3-4 game. Canada has tied up the game with a score of 2 in the 7th end. And looks like Korea has called a timeout for some reason. Things heating up in that game as well. See if Almeida Deval can keep up her 100% on peels.
Just try and get them level.
No mistakes there, and the Swedish chants are going.
3, 2, 3, 3.
Just 2.
Level.
Millie Smith
Whoa, whoa.
Looks more
led
than here.
the Winter Youth Olympic team of Scotland with her partner
Whoa, whoa, just
Ross
level.
White
Don't
from
get that far.
the Scottish men's team.
Yep.
And the Youth Olympic
Millie.
team was also
Really nice,
coached
Millie.
by Kate Brewster, and they finished at 5th place.
Riktigt bra. Bra med det.
Another peel made by Almeida Deval.
Yeah, he seems to make all of them. Scotland not really getting any help from the Swedes.
Similar.
Same
Similar
place.
to last. 3. Looks more. 2. Whoa.
Looks
2,
more.
3.
Where?
3. Whoa. 2.
Yep. Right here. Hard. Keep going. Okay, good, Millie.
That's good.
Good. Again, our youth Olympian
Go round
makes
here,
a beautiful corner guard.
Yep, keeps the reds level, so no realistic double on for Sweden, and we'll just keep peeling the single guard. At some point, Scotland will have to come around a corner. So you hear a bit of a panic line call. Maybe a mistake from Jenny Wåhlin. No.
Yeah.
We're going 2, 3, 2, 3 again. Same as Millie's. Try and get them level.
Give it some.
2.
Millie's.
Have a look.
3, 3.
Just
Just
level.
Millie's.
Just level. It looks level. Whoa.
Needs to curl.
Whoa, so.
Sit there.
Okay, good.
It's good.
Samma. Lika bra. Mycket bra.
And another appeal from Sweden.
Yep.
I think Scotland's coming around this time.
Bra Jenny.
Only 3 stones left, so they'll be coming around the corner. Probably just see Sweden peel the guard and
Close line.
concede the 2.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just
Line's
top
fine.
tee.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wait for the curl.
Top tee. Right here. Line's perfect.
Sophie's.
Sophie's.
Hard.
Yep. Hard, Soph.
Hard.
Hard.
Right round.
Whoa. Good.
Nice, Naomi. Good.
Well switched.
Naomi Brown is actually the daughter of Norman Brown, who has also competed at the World Junior Curling Championships in 1980, also as 3rd, and back then they won the competition. So I think Naomi will be looking up to her father and doing the same thing here.
Another nice peel.
I like to play that way, freeze it. Like.
And
Yeah, it's the same result. She's just going to hit the open one.
I think Scotland just needs to make the
Yeah,
hit.
just have a double.
Sophie Jackson calling down the team.
You know what I mean? It's just to make it a bit more difficult. Because if you don't roll right, she's got a double.
Yeah.
She'd probably usually make it.
I was thinking just this, but the freeze, she's just going to hit this.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the freeze. Especially if she does that.
Unless we just go back here. But then she's still got this.
Still got that.
I don't mind that.
I think you need to hit and roll.
I just
So
don't.
if she knows that, you're not going to get your 2. I think you
Just
need
to try and make it harder for her.
But even if you knows that, like, she can
No,
just
but-
know.
Yeah.
I think you need to go for this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Go
so.
for this.
Barrier
Even knows
there.
it's okay.
Just watch it, will go.
Well, yeah, when you're down by 5, it's easy to start hoping that you can find the chance
Barrier.
to score 3. But
Barrier.
the fact is, there's not really any way of doing that. So no need to make it too hard
Go at the end.
for yourself to at least get the 2 up on the board. So I think in the end they realised that, and I'm just going to go for the, I believe, the hit and roll. But even the nose hit here is going to leave a pretty awkward angle for a double.
Yep.
Hard, gotta go.
Whoa.
Oh!
Roll the other way then.
No!
No. Nose is okay. That's fine.
That's fine, so.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Viktigt att få ut den bara. Bra. 20.
Also, Sweden won't try the slash. It's so thin that you might risk missing everything. So playing the hit on
20.
the one on the wing, so you
Viktigt
can
att
never
få
make
ut
the
den, men
roll
vill gärna ha lite.
in behind the other red, of course, makes it harder for Scotland to score 2. But the main objective as the skipper so firmly puts it is to get 1 red out here. And with some help from the Power Girls, Fanny and Jenny, I think the shot is made. Even gets the roll here. Beautiful shot to make things worse for Scotland. Nice line call, nice sweep.
Härligt.
And why do I call them the Power Girls? Well, simply they're really, really strong.
How strong, Sander?
Well, they have medals at the Swedish Junior Championship for bench pressing. And I asked Jenny Wåhlin before the game if she's been doing any bench pressing here this week, and she said, well, I have been bench pressing my skip.
Wow.
So yeah, they're strong.
That's some pretty skilled planking from Isabella Vrono.
Yeah, that too. Good point. Last one of the 9th end. Scotland looking to score 2 here. A short run back for Sophie Jackson. I must make... Trying to hold it here. Sinclair and Smith, 2 pretty strong girls as well. And they will hold it for their skip. 2 points for Scotland. And I think that's just enough for them to go ahead and give it another go in the 10th end. After 9, Sweden's up 9-6.
Yeah. So all that with the cards again. Yeah. Just one and try and get them as level as possible.
Okay.
Here we go, the 10th end of the 1-2 game between Sweden and Scotland.
Right here.
And again, a quick reminder, the winner of this game will go to the gold medal game,
Hard.
but the loser will still have a chance.
Keep it moving. Come on.
They will play
Go, go,
the
go.
winner
Hard, hard, hard,
of the
hard, hard.
Canada-Korea game
Go, 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 go.
in the
Hard,
semi-finals.
hard,
So
hard, hard.
Good, so.
That's
even
it.
if Scotland, who's on the back foot here, would lose,
Okay.
they could win the semi-final and get a second chance against Sweden in the final. But it's not quite over yet. Sweden needs to make a few more shots. And the first one being the tick shot, the soft peel. Free guard zone very much in play, so you're not allowed to remove the reds from play. But you will, so that red stone is replaced as we've had a free guard zone violation.
25.
Yeah.
Sounds so serious.
They won't go to jail.
Okay. Well, good thing for Scotland, because they'll keep their centre guard, and
Line's good.
Wait's all there.
we're going to throw
Needs to
another one.
move.
Sophie Sinclair made a really
Whoa,
good
needs to move.
made a really good setup for Scotland in the 8th end by throwing the tight guard and then the long one.
Line's good now. Whoa.
Nothing.
This
Good
one
Soph.
has pretty good weight.
Good, Soph. Really good.
Great setup again from Sophie Sinclair, as we'll have a look at the 3-4 game. Things have happened. Over on sheet C, a big steal of 2 for Canada in the 8th end. They lead it now 6 shots to 4 with 2 ends to go. And remember, back in the 8th end, Sweden gave up on the tick shots and chose to come around the guards. This time they tried the tick shot again, but honestly, that is a pretty poor attempt. And I know Fanny is going to be a little bit upset with her tick shotting for the game. 0 for 3. But she's played really well with the rest of the shots. But giving Scotland a chance here. Needing to steal 3 though.
Sophie.
I know that some leads, when they don't quite make their shots in their end,
Okay.
they think to themselves, hey, you know, I'm going to sweep really good for the next couple of shots to make up for that.
Weight came off.
And I think that's such a brilliant mindset.
Scotland coming up short here. Really wanted to come around the guards. They've left 3. And it's kind of a classic rule. There's never room for 3 centre guards. Never any point. Because there will be a double. Almeida Deval has made all the simple shots really well. Can't quite get this double to work out. But takes off the 1. So let's say Sweden only makes a simple peel each time. That means Scotland comes around, they peel the top one. Scotland comes around once more. Now they're lying 2 behind cover. Maybe Sweden peels the second guard too. Scotland can draw in and lie 3. And then hope for a huge miss from Swedish skipper.
Well, one thing's for sure, Scotland are playing much better this back half of the game. Finally being able to score their multiples, scoring 2 sets of deuces.
Hard. Go. Yep.
But this one just coming a little bit short of the house.
Well, it's a little surprising there from Millie Smith coming up short on both their draws. A miss from Almeida Deval. It's almost the first, more or less the first one we've seen all game.
And leaves it almost as it was before. Just changing the color of the top guard.
Yeah, a chance for Scotland now.
Whoa. Hard line if you can, yes! Yeah, line. Oh, line's okay. 6, 7. Yeah, line, yeah, line. Hard! 7, 8.
Oh.
7, 8.
It's heavier than that. Calm down.
Just get it buried.
Okay.
Most important thing. Not too bad there. You know, Sweden's going to peel again. Big sweeper line here. 1 and 2 and 3. There we go. Gets the back one. Really nice shot by Jenny Wåhlin. See here. Getting all the angles right.
Wow.
Gets a stone in the house. A bit of a killer from the third.
Quite a lot. Line tight. Whoa, quite a lot.
6,
Whoa,
7,
looks there.
6.
Whoa. Whoa.
Should come down in this part.
Whoa.
A little bit heavy this time too, but we'll hang around back 12. And behind the guard.
I got the same hog to hog as your
First one. Thought play similar, but not as much. And I just gave it a bit more.
Hårt, Fanny! Hela vägen! Janet!
Flytta på den kula nu.
Ut! Hårt!
Just good enough there for Sweden. And
Bra, Jenny.
the fact is that Scotland needs to steal 3 points for the
Either
extra
that or
end.
just a wee bit more.
They only have 2 stones left.
Om vi slår den där.
And with that red stone in the back 12, very much in the open, Sweden will have a chance to win the game on the very next shot.
I think that ice will care a wee bit more. 25 down here.
Take your time. Slow slide. Good release.
Getting a bit of a Chelsea carry deja vu here.
Free!
Hard then.
Sophie, if you can. 4. Yep, Sophie, hard.
Hard,
Soph. Oh,
Sophie Jackson
7.
Sophie, yeah. Yep,
will
swing it.
Hard!
draw to
Swing it
the
right
house
round,
here.
right round. Go, go, go,
Hard,
go, go.
right
Hard,
round.
hard, hard, hard,
Hard,
hard,
hard, hard.
right round. Hard, hard, hard.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I think Isabella Verano has made up her mind here to just peel the one on the center line. That is fully open, and if she does that, Sweden will be in the gold medal game.
Kör igen. Baka.
Currently throwing at 90% this game.
All right, there we go. First of 2 chances to win it in this 10th end for Sweden. Isabella Verano throwing it down the center line, and the Power Girls just keeping it clean. There we go. Redstone goes. Sweden will progress into the final, the gold medal game, but Scotland will have another chance as they will drop into the semi-final. So nothing is quite over yet for the Scots. Sweden has clinched at least a silver medal, improving on their 4th place from 2 years back.
Du vill dansa?
Jag har mina bantar där borta ändå.
Yeah, they took a big lead early on and just really didn't look back. Swedish men's team, along with family, cheering on Sweden all the way through the game. You can see the bench too. Maria Larsson, Mattias Malbergs and Alison Kraviazek. Very happy as well. You can see the other game still ongoing between Canada and Korea. Nothing's changed since last time we checked up on them. It's still Canada up by 2. Currently playing the 9th end, as you see the scoreline for our future game between Scotland and Sweden. We'll have highlights for you, as well as a few words with the winning skip, Isabella Vrano. It's the 1-2 playoff game in the women's competition between Scotland and Sweden. Sweden off to a good start. They're up by 1 as Sophie Jackson will have to play a draw against 3 coming up. Way short, and a huge steal of 3 points for Sweden as they lead it 5-1 after only 3 ends of play. And we skip ahead to the 7th end. Scotland finally getting things going. Put a multiple score up on the board at deuce for the Scots, but still trailing by 3. In the 8th end, Sophie Jackson was looking for the freeze, comes up 2 feet short, allowing Isabella Vrano, skip of Sweden, the draw for 2 to put a nail in the coffin for Scotland. With some backing, they will sit around for the deuce, 9-4 after 8 ends of play. In the 9th end, Sweden makes a nice hit and roll in behind the red. Sophie Jackson having to play a delicate run back. Sinclair and Smith is able to hold the line for their skipper. They score 2. And would have had to steal 3 in the 10th end to get the extra. This is Sweden skip Vrano's first shot, only having to hit the open red in the back 12. And the girls keep it clean all the way down, no problems there. And Sweden progress to the gold medal game. Scotland drops to the semi-final. We are just awaiting Isabella Vrano. We will have a few words with her. And here is the winning skip for Sweden.
Congratulations on your strong win. How did you maintain your dominance?
I think me and the girls, we played really well, and I think a turning point for the whole game was our steal of 3 in the third end, and then we just continued on to play a bit safer, but not super defensive. So
You've made it to the gold medal game. How will you prepare for the finals?
we will go home, eat a nice dinner, and have a nice night of sleep, and hopefully wake up super empowered to play the final tomorrow.
And which team would you like to play in the finals?
Oh, it doesn't matter really. I think all the teams here are great, so it would be a pleasure to play anyone. Yeah, so that's my answer.
Thank you so much for your time and good luck for the finals.
Thank you.
We will have a quick little update here before we round it off. Canada and Korea. It was Minji Kim, skip of Korea, going for the tough double in the 9th end to score 2. That was missed, so Canada steals another point. Korea having to score 3 for the extra end. We will have a look at how the championship works. This is the final stages, Scotland and Sweden in the 1-2 as we just saw them play. Sweden winning, they go to the gold medal game. Scotland will be dropping down to the semi-final, and Scotland will play the winner of the game between Korea and Canada. And the loser of the Canada-Korea game, of course, will drop down to the bronze medal game. And there we go, you can see it again. Also, the loser of the semi-final, of course, will drop to the bronze game. That's it for this afternoon's broadcast. Please join us again for the 7 o'clock game. In the men's, we will have the 1-2 game there as well. It is the home nation, Korea.